Hey y'all, I'm Northern Outlaw, and today we're going to take a look at something that I think is going to help a lot of you guys out, and that's shot placement. So let's get right into it. Alright, so first things first, we're going to talk about range. And this is important because in the Hunter Call of the Wild, there is bullet drop and there's bullet velocity. So we're going to take a look at how important it is for you to know how far away your animals are. Because honestly, that's going to determine whether you get that trophy or you watch it run away uninjured. So starting off in the Hunter Call of the Wild, you will have no perks and no skills. First thing you should go into in perks is rifles. Obviously, you have to go into muscle memory first, and then you have the choice to go whichever way you want. Either way, you need to get to zeroing. Zeroing unlocks the ability to zero for short range and zero for long range, and I'll explain that in here just a second. If you don't have that unlocked yet, your guns are automatically zeroed for 150 meters. You also probably don't have the rangefinder binoculars unlocked yet if you do not have the zeroing perk, so an easy way to find the range is to spot an animal, open up your map, you will see the spotted animal icon. Obviously there's no animal to spot here, so I don't have it. And all you do is you right click, you click place waypoint, and it'll show you exactly how far away that animal is. Now, these targets are zeroed for 150, so we're just going to go ahead and take a couple shots. So, if you notice when I aim down the sights, if I let go of everything, you can see my scope sways quite a bit. However, if I hold my breath, it makes it more manageable to keep my crosshair centered on my target. Now, if I hold my breath too long, I run out of breath, and there is no saving that. You're probably going to make a bad shot. So, make sure that when you are about to take a shot, your heart rate down in the bottom right corner is steady and not beating super fast. You want to make sure you are ready to take a shot. Get as close as you can. Hold your breath. Let it drop. Now, what I mean by let it drop is let the crosshair fall into your target. Notice how when I steady my breath, it goes up and down, and I let it go on the drop. Okay, if you try to just hold it and take the shot, you can do it, but it's a little bit more difficult. So get really comfortable holding your breath and letting that crosshair drop. Now I move the targets out to 300 meters, which is the longest distance that you can zero for on any rifle. So if you look down at the bottom right of my screen, you'll see the little icon with an F next to it. That's just telling me what keybind to hit. And underneath that, you can see it says 150 meters. If I press F, it goes to 75 meters. If I press F again, it goes to 300 meters. And that is what we want. So once you're zeroed for 300 meters, that will make it so that you can use the center of your crosshair at that distance. So we'll go ahead and steady and take a couple shots here. Little low. I think these are my fault. Let's go a little bit higher. There we go. One more for good measure. And there we go. Now it's a little bit tougher to take those shots out there, but with more practice, you'll get pretty good at it. So to show you the difference that the zeroing perk makes, let's go ahead and zero for 150 meters, which is what your rifle is normally set at if you do not have the zeroing perk. So we'll go ahead and clear this out. And again, I'm going to aim right for the center, and we'll see how much that bullet drops. All right, so it drops way down there. Almost, I'd say it's about half of the target length from the middle to the bottom. It drops about halfway. So now I've moved the targets up to 50 meters. And I'm sure a lot of you are wondering now, well, if my gun is set for 150 meters, what if the animal is closer than that? And that's what I'm going to show you right now. So if your animal, again, these are at 50 meters and I am zeroed for 150 meters. We're going to aim right in the middle. And you can see it's not much of a difference this close up. Right? So you are safe with not using the zeroing perk at shots closer than 150 meters. But as soon as you get past that, that's when it gets tough. So now I'll zero for 75 meters and we'll see if that makes any difference. Right, so not much of a difference zeroing from 75 to 150 when you're shooting at the close ranges, but again, anything past 150 meters is going to be really tough if you don't have the zeroing perk. So before we go shooting a bunch of animals, let's look at where to actually aim. Figured it'd be a little bit easier to show you guys on a stationary animal, so we're here in my lodge and we're going to use my great one. Now, there are 5 vitals that you can hit to get the full harvest value. There is the lungs, the heart, the liver, the lower neck, and the brain. Now, be aware, brain shots do not always give you the full harvest value. It does depend on the animal. Because for some animals, the brain is a trophy organ, but for animals like the gators, you can hit brain and get full trophy harvest value. So as I go through these, I will show you on screen where exactly to be aiming. So for a lung shot, if you see where the shoulder meets the body, you will see the crease or the line right behind the shoulder. That's right where you want to be aiming to get a double lung shot. For a heart shot, you want to aim slightly lower in the middle of the shoulder and a little bit forward. For a neck shot, you want to find the base of the neck and you want to take halfway between the bottom of the neck and the top of the neck and go slightly above. So I never would recommend aiming for the liver. However, if you do end up clipping it and your shot is a little far back, the liver is right behind the lungs and you will still get full harvest value. It will just take longer for that animal to die out. And the last shot, of course, is a brain shot. Probably not in your best interest to take this with an antlered animal because you will damage the trophy organs. But I will show you on an alligator where the brain is, and I'll also show you the lower neck because a lot of people struggle with killing alligators. So let's take a look at my piebald gator. Now, gators are the only animal that you really want to go for the neck shot or the brain shot. It's the quickest way to kill them, and they will die instantly, so you don't have to worry about them running off into deep water and them vanishing. But most of the time when you find gators, they will be resting just like this, in this position. And honestly, the best way to shoot them is in the lower neck. You want to get a broadside shot, which is when they are facing this way. We'll talk more about angles here in a second. But you want to get them facing sideways. And you want to aim slightly above halfway between the top of the neck and the bottom of the neck. And for a brain shot, you want to aim between the ears and the eyes. All right, let's talk about shooting angles. So you will be faced with 5 types of shots, no matter what situation you're in. The first and most optimal shot is a broadside shot, which is how we are facing right now. That is when the animal is sideways and you have a clean shot for a double lung shot. The next would be a quartering shot. Now, quartering means they are facing not directly towards you and not directly sideways. So they're kind of at like a 45-degree angle. Now for this, you have 2 options. You can go for lung or you can go for heart. Now, if you go for lung, you want to aim pretty much on the shoulder, but more towards the front side. So that way you pass the bone and you go into the lungs. If you're aiming for heart, find the base of the neck and drop it slightly, and you should get a heart shot. The next type of shot would be a front-facing shot, and the only logical answer here is obviously a heart shot. So put your crosshairs right in the middle of the chest at the base of the neck, and you should be good. Now, the next shot I don't really ever recommend, but I'm going to show it to you just in case you ever run into a situation where you need it. And that is when an animal is walking directly away from you. So this can happen when an animal becomes alert. It can happen when you spook off an animal. It can happen when they're just traveling. So if you're faced with this situation, the only shot to take is the neck. So obviously you're going to want to aim right in the middle of the right side and the left side of the neck and hope for the best. And the last shot would be while they're fleeing. Now this is a really tough shot to master. If you watch my streams, you'll see that sometimes I get it, sometimes I don't. The more you practice, the better you're going to get at it. There's no definite spot to aim. It depends if the animal is sprinting, trotting, or walking, and it also depends on how far away you are. As a rule of thumb, you're always going to want to aim slightly in front of the animal. If you aim too far forward, you'll miss completely. If you aim too far back, you're going to hit stomach. If I'm not sure, my safe bet says slightly in front of the animal, and you should hit lungs. So after all of that, I think we're ready to take some shots. Enjoy.
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stain from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain. Pulling a mob, pushing a train. I never stop, stick to a lane. Pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less. Your check is I'm chess, what's happening next? Yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson. He got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold an obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I'll leave an impression and take a redemption. Just kill no discretion. Your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheme. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try the chains, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place. I wanna be first, work till it hurts. Dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions in the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Break off from the weak minds, they can stay soft. You can change lives, you create thoughts, never waste time. You got one shot, you got one life, better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5, no mean boss, just my life and free thoughts. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be.
I hope this video helped y'all out. I know I would have loved a video like this when I was starting out. But thank you guys for watching and checking it out. If you haven't already, please hit that like button. Helps us out a whole lot. And if you want to see more content from me in the future, hit that subscribe button. Just a reminder, we are live here on YouTube every single day, Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, if you'd like to come join. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Peace out.